for my channel. Hello there, YouTubers. This is Edward at the Golden Palace here. We got Mac. He's the lead on the project for the solar installers, and he's got two good hands working for him. And they're having to rewire a lot of the DC. This is the DC side before power from the panels goes through these breakers first, then it goes into the inverters, and then to my grid, my private grid on this property. And then they're preparing, like I said in the video yesterday, once it goes through the inverters, then it'll be going through your AC breakers, and then through these, what are these, number 2 wires?
Yeah.
Number 2 copper wires that then go outside. So that was the penetration that they made yesterday. It goes out the back of the wall and then out to where the meter location is there, and I'll show you guys that, what progress they've made today. And what are you gonna do with this here, Mac? You're just gonna...
Yeah, I'm going to connect this one.
You're gonna connect this one?
Yeah.
Do you have to do another blackout for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
The last one.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah, just let us know whenever you want to do it. Okay, and then, so out here, I'll show you guys what progress they've done today. This is going to be the location, like I showed you guys yesterday. This is my import meter. This is the power I'm using off the grid. And then this location here is going to be where the export meter is. The power that I produce with my solar will be metered here, and then you subtract the import from the export or vice versa to get my totals. So here's, you got your line with the conduit. See, they ran it along the outside of the wall from inside the generator room. And this number 2 wire, they're gonna cut it right here, and then one side will be going in the meter, and then the other side will be coming out of the meter. And they're also gonna have a temporary breaker here too. And then it's up to the Zeneco guys, the power company engineer and lineman workers, they're electricians, to install the meter and get it online. So we'll be looking for a date for that. Tomorrow we should receive the certificate of inspection from the LGU engineer Obel, and also a sign-off from the power company, their head engineer Obel. It's be a big meeting tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. with all 3 guys here, all 3 parties, the municipality, the power company, the solar installer, actually 4 parties, because then I'm the end user, or Lilibeth is. So those 4 parties will be here tomorrow to hopefully finalize this and move forward to the next step, which is signing the net metering agreement and then installing the meter. So that's good progress today. These guys should be... When do you guys think you'll have her done? Tomorrow morning sometime? Because they won't be here till 1:30 anyway. So you got...
Maybe this night.
Oh, okay. Cool. Sounds good, yeah. And then we'll just... How about in the morning we go through that app that I downloaded, and we can get that all finished up.
So how about the Wi-Fi here? Is it good?
Yeah, now that I have Starlink, it's good. I'll show you, I'll give you the, or we'll work on it tomorrow as far as the code, the password to get in it, and then to get it online. I got 2 Wi-Fi systems here. We'll see how it works tomorrow. But yeah, it should work, because I get the signal from the inverters when I'm sitting at the pool area. So, it should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm way out here in the jungle, but now I got Starlink. It's a big difference. I didn't download this. It's the operational application in the App Store. You just download it. It's called Solar Man. Download that app, and then you have to punch in all what your specific technical ratings is for your inverters and all that, the size of your system and all that, and then once you get all that information punched in, then it automatically calculates and shows you how much power you're producing every single day, certain times of the day, your totals for the month or the year. So that's just like a personal reference, right? But the final on that is whatever the export meter is, that's what I get paid off of. So, but you kind of have then two sources to match. You have that SolarMan app that you can kind of match that with the meter and make sure that it's calculating right. If it gets way off, then you have to contact the power company, of course. But we did have some swimmers here today too. We had a family of 5. Not very many for a Sunday. Usually we have quite a bit more, but like I say, this time of year, in the last quarter of school, the money's pretty tight because all this testing requirements and the last quarter payments to the schools, because most kids go to, well, I shouldn't say most kids, but in our demographic that we get here is people that have, middle class Filipino people that when they have a little bit of extra money, they can come to places like this. But during school time when tuitions are due, and they charge also for testing here, which blows my mind, but the parents have to foot the bill for that too, for testing. So to test in a certain subject, final exams, quarterly exams, all that stuff it blows my mind, but that costs the family's money just to test. And if you fail the test, then it's going to cost you money again to take it over. So there's a lot of pressure on the families and the kids especially, right? Because if it costs 2,000 pesos for a test and the student fails it, that's going to cost the parents another 2,000 if they have to take it again. So yeah, that's tough, that's rough. And that's why we don't have the crowds right now that we've had most of the year. But we'll, like I say, even when we're getting crowds, we barely make ends meet on this pool, and that's why it was originally designed for just a family pool, right? And then we just decided to share it with guests, right? For a minimal donation of 99 pesos, that's it. So we use it. I know John, my autistic son, uses it almost every day that we don't have swimmers. And then the rest of the family uses it off and on throughout the week, right? So, and like little Leonardo right now, he swims almost every single morning. So it's well worth it for whatever the cost was, which was quite high. If I was to guess what the cost of only the pool was, I'd have to say right around 1 to 1.5 million. If you include all the decking tiles and all the bench seating and the tables and everything around the whole edge of the pool, the glass, the stainless, the tile, everything, and all the pumps and electrical for the lightings and all the piping and oh yeah. There's 1 to 1.5 million pesos. So that's between 20 and 30,000 US. So, and along with every project, you go over budget. I went over budget 20 to 30% on all my buildings here. but I made sure, and I told Lilibeth, and well, didn't tell her, but we discussed it quite a bit. And my foreman, construction crew foreman, was saying that I should get some heavy equipment in here to dig the pool and to do some of the foundations and stuff. And I said, no, I want to give the locals a chance to earn that money. Sure, I know it's going to take longer, but I want the locals to be able to have a good job for the time that it takes to do the construction. And I definitely enrich the community here through all the payroll that I put out, because it's usually your payroll is almost equal to all your material costs in any project. I don't care where you are in the world. That's about. So if it's estimated for materials for $1 million to build something like this pool, $1 to $1.5 million, let's just say, then it would be exactly the same for the labor costs. So it was $750,000 approximately for all my materials, and then it was $750,000 for all the labor. So that was I'm just talking only the pool. This whole entire palace, including the walls, everything like that, all the outbuildings, function hall, everything, I think it was around 25 million if my memory serves me right. So that includes the land costs and all the, paperwork, engineering costs, architectural plan, the plans the architect draws up, all that stuff, all your permits and everything, all your plumbing, all the appliances, all your fans, lighting, everything, right? Complete package. That's approximately what the price was, 25 million pesos. So it's not cheap, but you know what? It was all my own design. It didn't go perfect, but it turned out pretty darn well. I'm really happy with it. There's always going to be improvements you wish you would have did a different way or whatever. That's just the way construction is. So, I'll be going back in a couple years, redoing some of the things that, didn't turn out right or needs to be fixed. Minor stuff mostly, but that's a thing. If you have a big place, it's the maintenance and the upkeep that goes up too. So, yeah. So that's why it's good to have multiple income streams coming in. And it's hard to do it in the Philippines. A lot of these channels from expats in the Philippines, they say, "Oh, don't even think about it. You're never gonna earn any money in the Philippines." Well, probably for the most part, that's true. But why give up, right? There's all kinds of ways. Farming, agricultural, fishing, there's a lot of ways to earn a living. And one of the biggest ones I found was the solar. I showed you guys that already, how the solar is a passive income that can give you a big chunk of money every single year, depending on how big your solar array is. And that's, like I say, that's a new thing in the Philippines. That's brand new law. So hopefully that all works out. We're gonna see. Tomorrow we'll meet with those big sign-off engineers for the power company and the municipality, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully there's no snags. So just keep that stuff in mind. But a lot of the younger guys that come here, if they're trying to, if they marry Filipina, find a good Filipino woman to marry, and they start a family, and they're younger, it's good to find a way to make ends meet and have businesses, right, that are successful. Most businesses fail. I don't care where you are, what country you're in. Most businesses fail, but that's the thing I love about the Philippines. Mom and pops, it's everywhere. All thousands of islands of people, trying to make it in the world, where most of the first world countries, big corporations driving the mom and pop businesses out of business. In the Philippines, it's not like that yet. I mean, yeah, there's branded names that are more popular, this and that, but you mostly got local mom and pop shops, hardware, grocery, just like it used to be in the U.S. years and years ago. Where you knew your grocer, you knew your hardware store owner, you knew, they were your neighbor in your neighborhood, right? And you supported your local businesses, and that's the way it should be, in my opinion. Everyone should know each other, and support each other best you can. That's why I love the Philippines still. Another way to keep the families tight, keep families together, right? So that's the way it used to be. A lot of the later generations from these first world countries don't have a clue of that's how it used to be in their countries too, years and years ago, right? But now it's so corporatized, and there's so many rules and regulations against everything. The small person can't make it. They can't make ends meet. The laws are against them. The laws are from all the lobbyers that go to these governments and government bodies, and they make laws. So it's harder and harder and harder for the little guy to get ahead and start a business in this world. There's very few platforms left in the world that you can strike it big. And YouTube is one of them, though. There is a lot of restrictions on YouTube still, but you know what? If you can still be real and true to yourself, and not get all like, oh, I'm gonna go by the book. I'm just gonna copy what this person's doing, and I'm gonna put all kinds of clickbait out there, and I'm gonna collaborate with the same kind of people to try to skim off of their subs. And I mean, there's so many strategies. People will go to unbelievable ends to try to build their business, not only on YouTube, in any kind of business, right? But I see a lot of it on YouTube, where these people are copying other people constantly, and it's the same. So anyways, I like to be unique on my channel as much as I possibly can. I don't have all the fancy equipment and all that, special lighting, special sound, and special everything, but I want to just get the daily content out there best I can for you guys, and give you a heads up on how I'm doing it. I'm just relating to what happens with my situation here in the Philippines, right? I left the U.S., escaped there after being pretty much fooled and lied to my entire life. In my late 40s and early 50s, I finally red-pilled myself and found out the truth to a lot of what's going on in this world, how the middle class and the lower poor people in the world are being lied to and taken advantage of so badly, and how the legal system is totally destroying families of these countries, especially the U.S., one of the worst in the entire earth. It's all structured to destroy your family. So that's why I came to the Philippines. The laws aren't here to destroy the family. It's here to preserve the family. So that's absolutely the best. And here's these calamansi growing here, this entire tree. This is the only virgin tree that was left from this piece of property here. This grew wild here, right? And because it produces so much fruit every day. See these little blooms, these white blooms? That turns into a fruit. So there's white flowers all over the place. See those white buds? That's all gonna be fruit. See, it's everywhere. And like I say, I mean, it's just, this calamansi is everywhere. And I love it. It's absolutely delicious. Here's one right here. It's a nice size. It's a medium-sized one. I'm gonna go ahead and pick this one, and I'm just gonna pop it right in my mouth. It's like a lime. Tastes like a lime to me. Actually, it's a little bit sweeter than a lime, but it's just delicious. Anyways, that's one example. Fruit literally grows on trees everywhere. Like, it's almost like money growing on trees, because you don't need money to pick the fruits. And you can go anywhere in the jungle as long as you're not going on someone else's land. And a lot of times you can ask permission. They'll let you pick whatever you want, and then just bring some of the fruits back to the owner. I mean, it's unbelievable here, the community, of how wonderful it is, different people supporting each other. That's why I love the Philippines. And everyone speaks English, right? 90%. It's taught in the schools. You're not going to have a communication problem. A little bit sometimes, just with understanding and stuff, but for the most part, you can get by every single day pretty darn good. So that's it for today, tubers. And tomorrow I'm gonna try to, when the officials are here, try to do another video. So take care and so long. Talk to you later.